Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again. So I was looking through my list of videos that I have, uploaded in the past 4 months, and I noticed that I never have uploaded a deep video. Now, obviously, we all know that deep is not the strongest archetype out there, but I know there's a lot of you guys out there that are very big fans of deep, and I'm a fan of deep myself. When deep first came out, I played a ton of deep. So I was looking through like leaderboards, data, etc., looking for like the best deep lists, and I found this interesting list that was played by a person named Torra, who's I think currently ranked 3 on the APAC ladder, and their version of deep didn't play Maokai at all. It was just triple Nautilus. So this is the list right here. So you're playing for your sea monsters, you're playing triple Scarab, right? I think every single deep list should be on triple Scarab because it's literally one of the best sea monsters. 2 Abyssal Eyes, 2 Devours, and the reason that we play 2 and 2 is to have higher chances of drawing the Scarab with your Lord of the Depths, right? We play triple Lord of the Depths, and that's really one of our main engines. We do this, we can bring our Sea Scarab and have all our sea monsters be discounted, and then 1 Shipwreck Hoarder. Those are like our only sea monsters. To make up for that, you're also playing triple Joe Hunter, which will allow you to create more of those sea monsters. This Lord of the Depths buff affects cards everywhere, so even though it's created by Joe Hunters, it will still be reduced by the Lord of the Depths. So again, you don't play like a full package of 3 Abyssal, 3 Devour, or multiple Hoarder because you want to increase your odds of being able to draw one of your Sea Scarabs with your Lord of the Depths, which is one of the most important ways that you can get going and get to deep, especially since we're not playing Maokai. Then, to get deep, we have different options. We have the Dark Dredgers. A Tornado is just there as a way to defend against like aggro, and Deadbloom Wanderer, right? And then 2 Salvage. So these units, obviously, they can synergize with the Sea Scarab to be able to also give you another toss once one of these units die. In addition to this, these units can also combine with Fading Memories. So you can do Fading Memories on a Dark Dredgers or a Deadbloom Wanderer to be able to toss an additional 3 if you need to early on in the game. Then aside from that, we play a lot of control tools, right? So triple Battle Feast to be able to protect against aggro, double Well to be able to protect against aggro as well, and triple Vengeance to be able to deal with like the big Udyrs, the big Viegos, etc. And then to kind of round us off, we play 2 Miscalls that will allow us to be able to protect against like a Vengeance, right? One of the biggest weaknesses is you playing Nautilus on 7, and the opponent plays Vengeance in respawn, and you traded 7 mana for 6, but now you can do a Miscall to bring the Nautilus back, and I still get the value of the discounter sea monsters, which is pretty good. And then 1 Atrocity to be able to finish up some games every now and then. Yeah, I think it's an interesting list, right? Like, you're not playing Jettison, right? Which is kind of weird because you're not playing Maokai, you're not playing Jettison. So that means that you're not hitting deep as quickly as other regular deep lists might be. But I think it ends up working out really fine, actually. I think it ends up letting you be more consistent in being able to survive, right? So by having Withering Well and Vengeance and Battle Feast, you can survive longer, and you have so many more units because you're no longer playing Maokai that you also survive a little bit longer. It's a potential that the Salvage could be a Jettison instead, but I do like the fact that we're able to draw from Salvage and not just toss 4, because we do have some critical spells like Vengeance, Well, Atrocity that sometimes we want to draw and not just toss out of the way. But anyways, yeah. So hope you enjoyed the games today. And remember, if you're not subscribed, to subscribe to us. It helps us out a lot. I'll see you all at the end of the video for some mulligan tips. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Ezreal Heimerdinger. Don't want to do this. I don't mind the Battle Piece. They play a lot of like low health units. So I don't mind the Battle Feast. The Vengeance is going to be really good for a potential Heimer. Ooh, the Lure is so tempting because now it means that I don't want to play this. I really don't want to play this now until afterwards. Let's pass. I see what he does. He's a Boom Baboon. I'm okay doing the Dredgers. Okay, it's going to be the Financier. So yeah, let's do the Dredgers right now. Then next so we can Lure and play Sea Scarab, right? No reason for us to attack with the Dredgers right now. Like, I don't want this to die until we have the Scarab on the field to just make our deep go faster. Yeah, there you go. So now we can go ahead and do it like we talked about. We do the lower the depths into the Sea Scarab. And now if the opponent kills the Dredgers, they just end up advancing our deep one more. I still think we block the Conchologist, even if the opponent, you know, like plays it greedy. We pass. I don't think I need to do anything right now. I think we can pass. We can always do, like, I'm definitely feeling like I should do the Joel Hunters. I just want to see if the opponent gets greedy and summons anything else. Oh, wow. They're just going to go straight up kill this. All right. That's one less get excited that we have to worry about. I guess if they have like a Mystic or a Pokey Stick, they're able to kill this. And we don't get the value trade with the Shumpers, which is kind of annoying. Oh, it doesn't have it. So I guess we just do it like this. So we get the value tree right here because the opponent, I guess they could have group shot. Yeah, group shot is kind of annoying. That's very annoying. I want to keep the mana to be able to Vengeance Heimer if it comes down. Okay, I guess now we just Battle Feast instead. Yeah, so Battle Feast is better because it kills the Boom Baboon. Gives us a blocker that we can block with. Opponent tapped out of Heimer, so it's okay. Opponent could technically summon the second Chumpers, but that will only push 6 damage. We can do the second Joelfish. Joel Hunter, sorry. The only problem here is that our hand is really bad, huh? Our hand is really, really bad. Block, block. Yeah, we block. Cool. We're still at 16. Opponent has 2 Chumpers, so they can get rid of all our blockers. And they still keep their third Chumper on the field as well. We have to do the Shipbreak Order, and that's not going to be really good enough. I guess we can again pass. Pass so that we can kill the Heimer. Okay, opponent taps out a Heimer one more time, so I think we can go ahead and do the Hoarder. By Scarab. This is something that the opponent needs to block, so I think I'm okay attacking with it as well. Oh, he gets that from Financier. Okay, cool. I mean, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Yeah, there you go. They get their second Chumpers down. We attack with this. If opponent doesn't block, they're in trouble. Okay, they block, meaning that they can do one more unit next turn. This is 2, 4, 6, 8 damage. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. So this is not bad because we can copy the Senate Urchin, which I don't hate. I don't hate copying the Senate Urchin. Before we do that though, why don't we do this first? Oh man, imagine if we actually had our well instead of tossing it. Like, the Senate Urchin is not a bad copy because he lets us draw and get us closer to our deep. We have 4 treasures on the field that the opponent needs to be worried about. Yeah, they're gonna do like this. He also gives us a blocker, right? So he also gives us a blocker, which is very good. I think the Vengeances are a little bit too expensive at this point. So we're gonna go like this. Wow, opponent decided to just pass there. Wow. I don't think I agree with that. What if we just percent lethal right now? What if we just percent lethal with the Terror of the Tides? Opponent's even tapping out of like answers. So how do you deal with this guy now? Mystic, and you're still taking a ton of damage? Thermal? This list shouldn't play Thermal. They tapped out of like Minimorph or anything like that. Yeah, this is kind of tough. And Nautilus gives us access next turn to the second Nautilus. Oh, it's gonna be Ezreal, which means that opponent has a second Ezreal, right? So they're gonna use the second Ezreal to be able to kill the Shipwreck Order. So that means we're only pushing 13, 15 damage. So, yeah, Okay, no, they had a Mystic. Alright, so if they had a Mystic the whole time, why hesitate so much? So I think we do lose now. We might have to Vengeance that Ezreal. We might have to Vengeance that Ezreal to stop the Mystic shot. We might also be able to just do the Nautilus. Okay, well, if he's gonna open, then we definitely have to just Vengeance that Ezreal. So we block like this, and we kill this. So we have to Vengeance the Ezreal because we cannot let another Mystic shot go through. Unfortunately. Opponent could literally just kill us in the stack, by the way, if they have enough spells in their hand. Because even if... Yeah, they're just going to kill us in the stack. Wow, he got 2 hidden pathways from Ferrous Financier, by the way. They either win. If they got a second Ezreal, they win the game. So second Ezreal wins in the game. Or just straight up going like this, huh? Let's go like this. This will allow this one to go deep, right? Of course, we draw the well at turn too late. So this will allow this unit to survive. So now we have lethal 2 different ways. So opponent's going to have to present lethal on the stack, and we're going to have the well to be able to counter that. So now we can just open attack with 2 units. We have to... I think we always open attack. We always open attack. Opponent's going to have double Mystic, which he would have had to draw this turn. I guess Get Excited also finishes the game. I guess, yeah, if the opponent has double Get Excited, then we lose regardless. It has to be 1 Get Excited. It has to be 2 Get Excited. Or have, like, the 3rd Pokey Stick plus... Oh, I think they're digging for it. We just cannot let him summon another Ezreal. Yep, there you go. That's not enough. It's not enough. We could have showed him that we had the well, but there's no reason to be angry. Wow, this is a game where we actually didn't even summon the Nautilus. We ended up just winning just by the other units. But yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against... Deep! We're up against the mirror! What are the chances of this happening? What? How do we go up against the mirror? I want to see if I can high roll. There we go. Lord of the Depths is pretty good. I want to see if I can high roll a second one. Vengeance is going to be really good against the Nautilus. Opponent gets the Dredger, so they're going to get a little bit ahead of us. They lose their Vengeance and their Devoured Fish, which is very good for us. We get Fading Memory, so we can actually copy their Dredgers, which is pretty nice. So we should actually do lore. Oh, they also lost both scabs. So we actually should do the lore right now, because it increases our chances of getting a second Lore of the Depths. The funny thing here is that we can do Sea Scarab, as well as copy their Dredgers. Okay. So they get to do 1 lore as well. So now both of our fishes are pretty reduced. Which is gonna advance our... I mean, it's not gonna be anywhere close to him, but look at that. Fading Memory is actually so good in the mirror. There's our second lure, unfortunately. So Fading Memory actually ends up being super, super good in the mirror. So if we attack with the Scarabs, we lose to the Battle Feast, right? So I don't think it's actually correct. I think we just go like this. Lose the Vengeance, lose another Fading Memories. We're one away, but we get another 3 right here. So we get another 3 right here, and the opponent decides to attack. On top of that, we're okay. Are we ever doing the Abyssal Eye instead? What if we do this and we just... Do we have to Vengeance that Maokai? I don't know if we have to. I don't know if we have to, per se. Wow. This is pretty darn good, though. I'm gonna do the Abyssal Eye. So obviously the Maokai will be able to get some value here. So the opponent will be a little bit ahead of us. But by doing the Abyssala, we can draw and potentially, you know, draw into something that we need. Because we probably need to save this Vengeance. Opponent could also Vengeance right now. And if they Vengeance this right now, we're just getting closer to our... Actually, we'll be deep next turn because we can do Salvage. Okay, yeah. So he's just going to go Turbo Deep now. So opponent's going to try to just turbo go deep now, which they can because they're going to be slightly ahead of us. I don't think we let this die just now. I think we can wait until next turn to let this die. What I want to do is try to draw as many cards as possible before this Maokai is able to obliterate our stuff. Okay, wow, so he's just going deep right now. Yeah, so he's gonna go for the Maokai, I guess then, right? Okay, yeah, they're going for the Maokai level up. So they're trying to obliterate our Nautilus before... The craziest thing is by him obliterating our board, he actually makes us go deep, by the way. We can actually mill ourselves here because we'll have both Scarabs and we won't have any other champions in our deck here. So here we have to Vengeance. Here we have to Vengeance, I think. We cannot let the Maokai level up just yet. If they have the third Garrison, then that would be annoying, but it doesn't look like they do. Here we can go deep without having to do the Salvage if the opponent attacks. Opponent decides not to attack, which is pretty darn smart by them. I think we pass. And see if the opponent summons a second Maokai. Because the Maokai still one away. So they don't have Maokai leveled up yet until they lose another unit. They just did that when they have no other sea monsters on their deck. That's unfortunate. Which means that the opponent probably has Nautilus and Maokai in the bottom of their deck. So let's do like this. I think we have to start presenting some damage. We have two options here. Wow, this actually levels up. This is actually gonna level up their Maokai. In which case, why don't we wait? I think I want to draw. I want to see if I can potentially draw the Nautilus here. Or at the very least, just toss everything. I think we have to try to toss everything so that we can bring it back with Nautilus and not just lose to the Maokai right here. Okay, so opponent doesn't have Maokai. That's good. That's good. As soon as we increase our chances of drawing Maokai, we're in a good spot. I mean, sorry, drawing Nautilus, we're in a good spot. We know we're gonna draw Nautilus next turn, so we can do Nautilus plus the Abyssal Eye and go from there. The last two cards in our deck are both Nautilus. If opponent wants to attack like this, am I okay with this attack? I think I am. I think I'm okay sacrificing the first Scarab now. So I think I'm okay sacrificing the first Scarab because once we bring everything back into the field, we don't want to lose the cards that are in our deck anymore. The big thing is gonna be having that second Nautilus, and then we'll have another Nautilus still on the field, on the deck, to be able to not mull ourselves out, right? So we do Nautilus. Opponent could have the Vengeance here, but if they do, we still have another Nautilus on the deck. Man, there's only 3 sea monsters that we brought back. Yeah, so they're gonna get Maokai right here, or the Nautilus as well. Both will be pretty annoying. We're okay with the Maokai because with the Maokai, actually, the Maokai doesn't even obliterate our cards. He only obliterates our champion. It will leave, yeah, it was... It's supposed to toss everything, leaving 4 non-champions, right? So why does he say I have 1 card left? Wait, I'm confused here. Obliterate the enemy deck, leaving 4 non-champion cards. we know for a fact that our cards were sea monsters. That we only had one Nautilus. So why did that work that way? I'm very confused now. I'm actually really confused now. Huh. So we can send this back. That will allow us to push fear. This is exactly lethal, by the way. Because the fearsome plus the elusive is gonna be 19. That's so weird. It also means that we don't, you know, deck ourselves out. I'm so confused now. Putting to a battle piece, but we still know that we're gonna get another Nautilus next turn. Yeah, so they have to do the battle piece. We know we get another Nautilus next turn, so we're not gonna deck out, right? Because no matter what, either we draw with the Abyssal Eye or we just draw it naturally, right? Wait, oh man, I'm so confused there. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We're still in a very good spot here. Because all we have to do is do the Nautilus Riptide, right? So as long as we do this, we can send his Nautilus back. Boom. Anything else that the opponent summons can get Vengeance. We can obliterate their Maokai. We get another card in our deck. That's a champion, so you cannot get tossed by the Sea Scarab. Let's say that the opponent has another Death Bloom Wanderer. I mean, sorry, one of the 3 drops, then we can just kill it with Vengeance. Like, this is lethal 2 ways. This is lethal either through Nautilus or through the Abyssal. I guess the problem with the Abyssal is that it will make us draw, right? The good thing is that we have enough mana to do the Nautilus spell twice. So we can just threaten the kill here. Knowing that the attack with Nautilus goes first before the draw. So the opponent needs to respond to this, because we win here on the Nautilus attack before we deck out. And if the opponent responds to this, yep, there we go. If the opponent responds to the Nautilus, we can just use the Nautilus spell on the stack to make sure that we have a card in our deck, so that we don't deck out when we hit with the Abyssal Eye. Really weird thing that Maokai still obliterated my whole deck, even though I have 4 cards. Like, you should always leave 4 cards, or like 4 cards in our deck. So that's an interesting interaction why I did that, because we knew that we only have 1 more champion in the deck. So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Pantheon Yuumi. Now we do have triple Vengeance, which is very nice against their deck. Joe Hunters is also very nice in my opinion. Unfortunately, I think we need to try to find something that can block the Mountain God on turn 2. We didn't get a unit, but at least Battle Feast will allow us to ping the Mountain Goat and be able to block it. Because we're playing against Pantheon decks, and Pantheon decks, it's like in their system. They're always gonna draw the Mountain God on turn 2. Watch. Oh, look at that. We topped the blocker for it. Yep. What did we talk about? They always have the Mountain God on turn 2. So they still goes for it, which means that they're gonna... Oh, okay. So now we also get the Chain Best there. Alright. Okay, so Chain Best is a big punish, because now the Mountain God is going to make so much value. Because the Battle Piece is never going to be enough to touch it. We lose 1 Vengeance. We get the Lord of the Depths, which is pretty nice. This is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. This is going to be very, very tough. He even goes for this. Wow. Does he also have the Zenith play now? Okay. They're just going to push the damage, which I guess makes sense. Even if you have the Zenith play, it doesn't make sense to wait. Okay. My problem here is going to be that this is going to die to... Like, we can never attack with the Abyssal Eye because it dies to a Sharp Sight. Right? Anything else that we do here is going to be like Punish. Punish is going to try to level up their Yuumi. I'm really going to have to like freaking spend... I'm really going to have to spend like my mana Vengeance in a Mountain Goat. for us to survive this game. I guess we can always chump block it. But my fear with the chump block there is that if the opponent has... If the opponent has, like... Do we play around the sharp side? So the sharp side punishes... I guess not just sharp side, but Pale Cascade as well. So I don't think I can ever actually do it that way. I think we pass. So the reason that I think we pass is because we want to have... Like, opponent hasn't done anything here. Wow. Opponent's trolling us, right? Opponent's trolling us, right? This is like the easiest devourer of the depths in my whole life. What? Oh my goodness. Okay. If you want to do it that way, be my guest, I guess. Sure. I'm afraid of the Bastion. I'm afraid of the Bastion allowing the Mountain Goat to survive. So I'm wondering if I'm supposed to just do this. And I'm supposed to just pass here. And just keep my Vengeance mana open. We will need to kill this right now on the open. So we need to kill this right now. While having Battle Feast mana to be able to counter a Bastion. Which is the important part here. Of course, he finally gets... Man, I guess he top decked that Zenith Blade, so I guess I should have waited one more turn to do it. Let's do the Devlin Wonder. I think at this point we have to try to go deep so that we can actually stop this guy, right? If we do this and the opponent has like a single combat, I think we do it. I think we do it right now and just get our heal right now. While still having a bigger blocker next turn. Our opponent can literally just put this bigger than this, which is fine. But the opponent needs to be worried about us being able to go deep, right? If they have a single combat right here, then we just lose the game. Okay, whew, doesn't have it. So they're just going to try to kill us next turn. We are 17, so we can actually go deep by doing the Shipwreck Hoarder. Because he will actually... Yes. So what this will do is that it's going to toss 2 first, making us go deep. And then it will add the 2 treasures. So at the very least, we're still deep. Even though technically we still have 17 cards in our deck. Which is huge, because by being deep, it makes it more accurate for the opponent to find a good attack here. Because now we can just summon Nautilus and also have the second Nautilus as a backup to be able to kill anything that to be able to do like to be able to defend against like a Pantheon, right? We still have Battle Feast as well to protect against like any random shenanigans. Opponent's units are not big enough to get our Devourer. Because the opponent put their Yuumi on a Mountain Goat, he's not getting the same value as if he had the Yuumi on a Faded unit. So I think we're a very good spot now. Now that we're deep, we can literally summon the Nautilus. This is going to cost 0 because of the lower the depths. We can summon Nautilus and still have enough mana to do... actually, we can even miscall if for some reason... If the opponent is able to somehow kill our Nautilus, we can even miscall, which might be better than trying to do the second Nautilus at this moment. So, yeah, he's going for the kill. It looks like the opponent wants to be able to kill this Nautilus. If they're doing it this way, it's because they want to kill the Nautilus. I think we just take advantage of the fact that we have Miscall and be able to revive the Nautilus, to be honest. I don't think we commit this yet. Do we do the Miscall on it now, or do we just recall this at the moment? I really don't think we need to recall this. Not only that, but this puts him more vulnerable to everything else that we might have. Because now he had a good blocker here, but he no longer has a good blocker. So if we just attack with everything here, opponent's going to have to literally have another single combat. I think it's fine. I think that elusive fish is good, but it's not what we need to win. We have Battle Feast to be able to ping the Spell Shield plus Nautilus spell to be able to send a Pantheon back to his deck if the opponent has Pantheon. We have Mystical to bring our Nautilus back, although the chances is going to be a 50-50. The opponent kills any of our units. Doesn't seem to be the case. He hasn't attacked with the Yuumi here yet, because the only reason the Yuumi is 2 out of 3 was because from the previous go, the one that we Vengeance. So I'm not scared of the Mountain Goat leveling up either. So I think we're still in a very good spot. Yep, I think we're in a very good spot. We can get a lot of free sea monsters from the Joe Hunters. Sure. Again, I don't think I care about this. All I need to be careful about is that we're able to do the Nautilus spell to be able to send back his stuff. Oh wow, that's a pretty good hit. And as long as we have as long as we have 6 mana, we're completely okay. That's another single combat, which doesn't make sense because if we have the Devour Fish, opponent just loses the game. So we still have 6 mana to do Battle Feast plus the Red Tide. As long as we still have the 6 mana, it's completely fine. Anything else that the opponent does doesn't matter. We could have also done the Fading Memories on the... We can still do that, actually. We can still do the Fading Memories on the Devour the Depths, which will obliterate the Mountain Goat. Yeah, you know, I almost forgot about that play. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Opponent ends up surrendering, so it doesn't matter in the end. So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Lee Sin Viktor. Okay, so opponent's gonna have... I'm just hoping that the opponent's not playing Will of Ionia. That's my hope. My hope is that the opponent's playing other stuff, you know? I'm actually gonna kick the Dredgers out. I'm gonna grid it out. I'm gonna try to grid it out for Lord of the Depths. We didn't get the Lord of the Depths, but we got another Dredger. Oh, no, I lied. We did get the Lord of the Depths. I'm gonna still grid it out and hope that we get a second one. I was hoping that this would be a Sea Scarab. The fact that it was at Abyssal Light sucks, but that reduces our chances of drawing. That increases our chances of drawing the second Lord of the Depths. Okay, we get the Sea Scarab anyways, so I guess it's not the end of the world. We'll go ahead and just do the Abyssal Eye, I guess. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just do the Abyssal Eye. I don't think this deck is playing... I don't think this deck is playing Get Excited, so I'm not too scared about losing the Abyssal Eye. And even if we lose the Abyssal Eye, it still puts us in a spot where we can get some value. Wow. I think it has to be the Abyssal Eye. This is going to stop the opponent from being able to play their Viktor right here. Okay, wow, yes. See, like, if it literally forces a stun out, and forcing a stun out like that is huge for us. Because that early stun means that it's 1 less stun for that Abyssal Eye when he actually has, like, 6 attack, 6 power. So, that's crazy that he baited that out. I think we just do the second Sea Scarab here and just keep the mana for the Mist Call to bring back anything that the opponent kills. We can block with the Dread Dredgers, so it's not a big issue. Yeah, opponent goes ahead and does that. We'll go ahead and do this. I wonder if the opponent just never attacks. I mean, sorry, what if the opponent just never attacks? So then we always just have this guy just sitting here. That's completely an option. The opponent can just wait and wait and wait and set up for like a big lethal, like a big ambush lethal, which should be kind of annoying. This is not bad at all. So if we do this, it takes us down to 20 because we do it on one of these guys, right? So it takes us down to 20. When the unit attacks, it takes us down to 18. This dude can attack, and if the opponent blocks in any way that's kind of weird, it will get us there. I like this. I like this play. I like this Fading Memory play. It would allow us to attack with this Dread Dredgers for free. Because opponent should never be able to block this, guys, right? Because if he blocks this, guys, then he just gets us closer to deep. This guy's attacking is the risky part. I'm wondering if I need to full swing. So if we full swing, opponent just doesn't block here. So we go down to 18. This puts us down to 17. Opponent blocks here. And that will make this one go deep. We should still enable our Devour. I think this is fine. The Sea Scarabs did their job. And if the opponent does this, they get punished by a Devour Fish. I guess they get to Lifesteal some. That's why he's blocking that way. Yeah. So we're only pushing 4 damage here. Yeah, opponent cannot block any of the other guys. Blocking here, I guess, is almost the same thing. Do I do the Devour right now? Is the question. Or do I just wait? Now that we have it leveled up, I guess I can just wait, right? Sorry, now that we have Nautilus in the field, I guess I can just wait. Unless the opponent taps out of deny. If the opponent taps out of deny, then I think we can play the Nautilus. Otherwise, we're in a good spot. Although I don't think opponent ever taps out of deny here. So do we have to just do we just have to eat the deny right now? I think we do. I think we do. I think if the opponent has the deny, we want him to do it right now, because that's one less deny that's gonna be for our atrocity. Because I think we can just win with atrocity if the opponent spends the deny right here. So let's do this first. And the reason I'm doing it right now is because if the opponent's able to level up their Viktor, then the Viktor goes to 4 health, and then they can do a Twin Discipline that will take it to 7 health, and we'll counter the Devour. So we have to do it right now before the opponent's able to do their Ignition. Otherwise, we lose to both. We lose to both a deny and a Twin Discipline. Opponent decides to pass, so it doesn't even level the Viktor and loses 1 point of damage. We have Atrocity, honestly, as a backup now for any shenanigans that the opponent might do. Which makes me think it's actually not smart to summon the Nautilus right now. If we top deck a second Nautilus, that's also huge, because he will let us like... Oh, wait. Why did opponent do the Ignition? Why didn't they level a Viktor with the Headscar upgrade? I think we just passed. So the reason I like the pass here, of course they get Scout, is because we can Atrocity this Viktor. Because I think this Viktor is a big issue right now. That we might actually have to Atrocity him to kill him. The fish is at 4. We have 11. So we could technically do the fish and still have mana for Atrocity. Which is pretty nice. I like this play. Again, we know that the opponent really used 1 deny. Okay, well, they got the value there. They got their value there. We still can go ahead and do this. There we go. We get the second Nautilus. That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the second Nautilus for us to be able to present lethal in different ways. He gets Fearsome. That's still not the keywords that he's looking for. Do I need to bring back that fish that we just lost? I think we do. I think there's no reason not to. So I think I'm okay bringing that fish that we lost back. That means we have 2 elusive blockers in case that the opponent does any random crap to be able to kill us with like an elusive Viktor. The over one will be really annoying. Okay, so they get the Lee Sin. So yeah, so I'm glad I did it that way, because now if the opponent has like an ambush, they're not able to do like pull one of the fish and be able to do the ambush play. Oh, Vengeance is huge. Vengeance is huge. Oh, they got 5 spells coming soon? Vengeance is gonna force out the second deny. Opponent gets the overwhelm. We have to just pass for now. Because the problem with Nautilus is that Nautilus taps us out of being able to do Battle plus Vengeance. We have blockers for everything. There's the ambush. If we go like this, we still lose, right? So it has to just be Vengeance, and if the opponent has it, they have it. If the opponent has the deny, they just win the game. Okay, well, this is our deny check. So no deny. So now what? You try to kill us with Lee Sin, but Lee Sin doesn't have overwhelm, so it doesn't matter. You're gonna just try to kill all the elusives. Gets a second ambush. And they win the game because they're able to pull both elusives. That's unfortunate. So he got both ambushes. He saw one from the Archivist. A second Vengeance will punish this. And there you go. The second Vengeance just got tossed at the end. Yeah, I mean... maybe we needed to just summon the Nautilus last turn then. Instead of going for the fish play. Maybe we could have open attack with the fish. Put him in lethal range and then done the Nautilus. Yeah, well, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Udyr Akshan. So, ooh, I like this. I like Dredgers, and I like the Fading Memories to try to turbo level our Nautilus, go turbo deep, and we even get the Sea Scarab on top of it too, which is pretty nice. I wish I had Lower the Depths though. Lower the Depths would be so good here. Miscall. Okay, none of this stuff really that important, so that's good. We also play Triple Vengeance here, so Udyr is not as scary. As long as we play around the Rite of Negation, right? So we do like this. We do the Sea Scarab second. Opponent wants to kill this with, like, let's say opponent has... Oh, that's even better. This is even better because now we can just fully block here, right? We don't have to worry about opponent, like, having an action and getting the free value. So let's just do this. Now the Sea Scarab, we lose the Dredgers. This is where the value on this comes in, because every one of this is ephemerals. There goes our first Vengeance, which means that it will actually trigger the Sea Scarab. So we're pretty much able to go deep already next turn. Because we'll have the salvage. Opponent could easily kill this if they have the Inner Beast. So I don't think I can ever attack. I don't think I can ever attack with the Sea Scarab. So I think we're just going to go like this and just kind of go like an aggro wide. And then you start slowly be able to kill them with the rest of our sea monsters, which are going to be very big from now on, right? So opponent's letting us go deep right here. Okay, the cards that we're losing are not too bad. We can go deep easily with salvage. And we have Nautilus now. Okay. You know what? Let's just do it now. He's never going to attack. He's not going to fall for like the surprise. So I'm just going to go ahead and be mana efficient. I'm just going to have him mana efficient. That's our Vengeance that we're looking for to be able to kill the Udyr, right? So we'll go ahead and do this. Have the opponent block, which is okay. We'll have Vengeance for the Udyr next turn. Yep, there you go. I guess the problem is that we do lose to a Rite of Negation. But it needs to get out of range of the Devour. We should have done the Lord, to be honest. I don't mind doing the Lord of the Depths. Okay, so he's just going to go straight up, try to level him up. In which case, we definitely have to just Vengeance him next turn. And just play around, like, not play around the Rite of Negation. If the opponent taps out of 4 mana, then he just loses his whole value on the Udyr. Yeah. If it goes like this, we can just do the sea monster first. which I don't hate. I don't hate doing this first. Yes, I don't hate doing this first. Because what's gonna happen is that this is gonna force out the Rhino negation, right? Which makes our vengeance a lot better. Okay, Hourglass. Alright. That's still a pretty good force right here. And another game where I feel like I should have done the Lure of the Deeps or Lure of the Depths before we actually did this, but that's okay. Yeah, so now we can just summon. Let's do this first. I was hoping that I could get. I was hoping that I could get the other stuff, right? I was hoping that I could get the another Devour of the Depths before we commit a Nautilus. Because I'm thinking I want to vengeance this. Now, we lose to another... What if we don't? What if we just do the Nautilus and just save our vengeance for later? So, no, I need to commit the vengeance now. So because we did it this way, it doesn't make sense. Because if I was gonna... It was a slight misplay on my part. I definitely needed to do this Nautilus first, and then just commit the Abyssal Eye. And then worry about the vengeance after. But, you know, that's one champion gone now. We can just do the Nautilus right now.
That's new. You're provoking it.
While also having the other sea monsters available. So we can do the elusive fish. Okay, so he does the Bulping Wanderer. Let's do the Hoarder. Bye-bye. So we have 7 cards. We could easily draw it. One is gonna get the Blade. Doesn't matter to us. We'll go like this. What we can do next then is do the Dredger to be able to potentially draw the treasures. And then go from there. There you go. We get both treasures. A little bit unfortunate, right? A little bit unfortunate that we got this ones. Now we do have a second vengeance, which is pretty nice, and we also have the missed call that even if this Nautilus dies, it doesn't matter. Opponent goes for the Siphoning Strike. We go like this. We can kill the Riven. So Riven now is dead, and we just attack with everything else. And this is 15, so then we just need to draw Atrocity or anything else like that. We are going to draw at least another Nautilus sometime soon. I'm okay with this. In fact, I'm okay with when my board gets clear. It's better for me because it makes the worm a little bit better to play. Second Nautilus will allow us to send back anything that the opponent does. There you go. This should be game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we discarded the Atrocity. I don't know why I'm even thinking about it. Sure. I think I'm gonna pass first. Because we have lethal in the open. Opponent needs to be the one to do something first. And the moment that they do, we just send her back. We just send her back. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and do the 2 Plate Worms right now. I know it's technically not 3, but this will guarantee the lethal even through Rabid and anything else that I put in my half. We might even go ahead and do the Sea Scarab as well. And there you go. We just overwhelmed the opponent because of our big, deep sea monsters. So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Sion Draven. Now our deep monsters are gonna get very, very big, right? It's kind of cool because it means that his Sion is not going to be as valuable. I definitely like the Lure of the Depths, and I like the Battle Feast as an early blocker, especially against Boom Baboon. We get the Wanderer as well. The question here is going to be finding a time to do the Lure of the Depths, because I might have to do Battle Feast in turn 2. Might have to do Dabbloom Wanderer in turn 3, right? So when can I do this Lure? Oh man, Atrocity is not great in this matchup, but it might get us there. It might get us there. So if the opponent passes here, that's good for us because it gives us a chance to use the Lure of the Depths next turn. We can still just pass. We can still do the lure next turn. Because we can do this, right? We can do the Sun Dredgers here. I mean, sorry, the Dread Dredgers here. That gives us a... Oh man, double Benion's gone. That gives us like a blocker for the Baboon. Opponent might be tempted to do the Chompers to try to drag it. And if he does, he's just like... Opponent's just losing the damage here. We just do the Battle Feast right here. And we still just take 4 damage, right? While also being able to kill their Chompers. Let's pass. Now we do the Lure of the Depths. So we get the value here. We get 2 Battle Feasts, meaning that we're able to just get all the value in the world. We're gonna do the Sea Scarab and then do the Deathbloom Wonder. And if the opponent kills this unit, we're still healing 3 at least. While also getting the deep value right here. I actually don't think we attack with this. So I think I'd rather keep this as a fearsome blocker. I'm willing to attack with the Spider, because if the opponent blocks, it makes our Draven lose to the Battle Feast, right? So I'm willing to do it like this. It does give the opponent the axe, but I don't think the axe matters. I definitely think I'd rather keep this as a blocker for like a fearsome unit. If the opponent has a Mystic Shot and they have the Mystic Shot, that's okay. Losing the Salvage kind of sucks. It's one of our only... Yeah, there you go. So they did the miss. So I mean, this unit was always going to die anyways. By doing it this way, at least we force the opponent to have to use a Mystic Shot and not just kill it by blocking with the 2-1, right? So I think it ends up working out for us. That's really annoying. That's a very nice tech for the opponent. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to kill this Draven right now. I would love to summon the Sea Scarab, but it's not gonna be the case, right? We still take the 3 damage. What we can actually do is that we can actually do the Devour on it to stop that from coming back into the field later on. But I don't think that's actually important. I think I'm actually gonna do the Abyssal Line instead. I think I want to draw. I think I'd rather draw. Yeah, I think I'd rather draw. This puts me vulnerable to a Willing Death. Yep, there you go. So opponent did have the Willing Death, so I did give them that, which is a little bit unfortunate on my part. It's a slight misplay. I didn't think about it until after I pressed OK. Now, it does mean that we are closer and closer to deep. Actually, this will get us deep, right? Yeah, this will get us to deep, because now we're going to be at 16. And in our next draw, we go deep. So actually, I think it ends up working out. I think it's fine. I think it ends up being okay. Because now we're going to be at 15 here. We can do the Devour. Like, I don't think I'm ever doing the Devour on the Sion. I mean, it's a good option that I can. It just feels weird. Because he loses to like a Mystic. Unless the opponent does Sion exactly right now, then I don't think it makes sense to do this. Okay, well, if they're going to do like this, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I want to get rid of this Fallen Reckoner because when he dies, he summons like another one, right? That can remove another one of my blockers. So I don't think it's necessary. So the opponent's going to try to burn us down. We saw one of our wells go bye-bye earlier, which is a little bit unfortunate. I'm scared of a Sion. Well, I guess Sion is not leveled up, right? But the opponent could easily level Sion up by spinning ads. The Joe Hunter means that we can potentially get another fish. Shah! That's actually the worst hit, to be honest. That's literally the worst hit. Because anything else we could have potentially played, but we ended up getting the worst hit, so now we only put the opponent at 13, which means that they're still not in range of Atrocity. That's a sign that the opponent just discarded, so that means they have another Willing Death? No. Why discard Sion like that? I guess they're trying to level up Sion? The Hoarder is still a very good blocker for Sion. We lose another Vengeance. If we can get Nautilus, that's also be pretty clutch. So Nautilus will be pretty crazy here, because he could block the Sion that the opponent might have. Oh, there we go. You ask and you should receive, right? So now we can play Sion, which means that we can... now we can play Nautilus, which means that we can block the Sion while still having another blocker for the Sion return, right? Because we can play the Shipwreck Hoarder as well. Not only that, but we just win with Atrocity next time. And they goes our second Withering Well. So we also just win with Atrocity. So opponent's going to level up Sion here. It doesn't level up Sion, which means that if the opponent has a lethal, we just win with Atrocity anyways, regardless of what they do. So even if the opponent has the 7 burn in their hand, Atrocity, we can always respond to that with Atrocity. Because the opponent's right at 13. So that Nautilus top deck kind of saved the game. So yeah, GG's. Hey, welcome back everybody. Hope you enjoyed those games. I think Deep is pretty fun, and you saw it during these games. We had to kind of think a little bit about what we had to do and how to get to our win condition. In terms of mulligan tips, I think you always want to try to harm mulligan for lower the depths, in my opinion, unless you have a Sea Scarab in your hand. So you see the lower you mulligan for lower the depths, and you might keep the Sea Scarab if you already have them in your hand. Everything else you can kick. Even the Dredgers, you can just kick them away and just hope that you can draw them later into the game. Or draw into like a Deadbloom Wonder. Obviously, I will keep the Dredgers if we do need to have an early blocker, like as you saw in the Pantheon game. You want to be able to block the Mountain Goat, right? So you want to be able to keep one of your 2 power units to be able to block the Mountain Goat. But aside from that, I think it's correct to just harm mulligan for lower the depths. It just creates so much value over the long term of this deck that it's just worth it, right? So yeah, that would be my thought. Lower the depths, Sea Scarab, everything else goes bye-bye. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this deck. I think it's really fun playing Deep, and I'm very glad that I finally got to showcase it a little bit. If you like the content, please make sure to like the video below and to also subscribe to us. It will help us out a ton. You can also find us on Twitch at Twitch Sirturmund, where we stream 3 to 4 times a week. And actually, if you're watching this on Monday, May 9th, we probably are streaming right now as you finish up this video. So if you want more of our content, just hop over to Twitch at Twitch Sirturmund. And you can also find us on Twitter and Discord. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.